Yes!
Warning. This episode will feature a lot of jump scares and scary moments from the game. If you're terrified or spooked easily, I recommend not watching this video until you're comfortable with the gameplay or just jump scares in general. This has been your warning.
Five Nights at Freddy's 2, the 35-minute anxiety-driven stress workout game. Gerard? What's wrong?
Nope. I don't wanna. I'm not gonna do it, Greg.
You gotta review a game this week. Come on, you can't disappoint the people.
We just did the first one a few weeks ago, Greg. I'm not doing Five Nights at Freddy's 2.
Oh, come on. I hate these types of games too, but people have been begging for it, so buck up and do it, buddy. Come on.
Alright, fine. But there's not gonna be any jump scares this time around.
Oh, you bet your booty there's gonna be some jump scares, but I think I have an idea how to diffuse the fear a little bit.
Alright, fine. Here we go. On Halloween of this year, we completed the game Five Nights at Freddy's, a game that has you playing the role of a security guard in a Chuck E. Cheese type restaurant from the hours of 12 a.m. to 6 a.m. I admit, when we made that episode, we were worried it wasn't going to do well. Turns out you guys actually really liked it. At the end of that video, we talked about how there was a sequel slated for 2015. Well, shortly after our friend Markiplier did a demo video for the first few nights, Scott Cawthon, the creator of the first game, then released Five Nights at Freddy's 2. And here we are.
But Batman, do you think this game has a 2020 mode? This already looks way too similar to the first one. How could they possibly make this better than the first? Sorry, let's try that again. How could they possibly make this better than the first?
So the story of Five Nights at Freddy's 2 is essentially the exact same plot as the first one. We play the role of a security guard, whose name we find out at the end of the game is Jeremy Fitzgerald. Also, like the first game, we've got the head of security informing us of how the game mechanics work, as well as some story. Again, we've got animatronics roaming the restaurant that require supervision. Our old favorites do return: Bonnie, Chica, Foxy, Freddy, and the infamous Golden Freddy. This time around, the old models are falling apart, making them way scarier than before. It doesn't stop there though, because now we've got 5 more friends. Freddy, Bonnie, Chica, and Foxy all have gotten upgrades to their toy versions of themselves. The thing about Toy Foxy is that the kids were terrified of the original Foxy model, so they redesigned the model to look more kid-friendly. However, kids couldn't really keep to themselves, so they constantly were ruining the animatronic, and the staff got tired of putting him back together so many times. So they just called him the Mangle and turned putting him back together into a mini attraction at the restaurant. Apparently, the head of security's favorite animatronic is Foxy.
But wait, didn't Freddy—
Hold it! Click that spoiler button if you want to avoid story stuff right now. Ready? Cool.
As I was saying, didn't Freddy kill the security guard over the phone on one of the last nights in Five Nights 1?
Yep, which means that Five Nights at Freddy's 2 is in fact a prequel. How far back specifically? Well, we'll talk more about that at the end. We've also got 2 brand new robots. There's Balloon Boy and the Puppet, who takes the cake as the scariest robot. We'll talk more about his mechanics in just a little bit.
That's all fine and dandy, but how much more can the gameplay change from the first one?
Pump the brakes, Greg. Let's talk about that presentation first.
I must say, I like these jump scares.
Five Nights at Freddy's 2 follows the line of, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And I appreciate that. I feel that this game is even a bit more polished when it comes to the look. In between some of the nights, we are treated with some creepy cutscenes that are super unsettling, always relating to phrases like, "it's me." The designs of the new robots are somehow more terrifying. Chica's expression is scarier than ever, and what's worse is that the original models are falling apart, and it's horrifying. The horror comes from the simplicity of the game.
New models? Like 70s models?
The 60 FPS and scrolling movement of the game is much better in comparison to the first one. Death animations look much more clean and gruesome, and this time around, when you get killed, sometimes you'll play an Atari-type minigame, and these minigames help further the plot if you've been paying attention. I know I mentioned Game Theory's theory in the first video, but he just released a second one, and the second one is even better if you're still interested in the lore of Five Nights 2.
But that's just a suggestion. A completionist suggestion. Thanks for watching.
Five Nights 2's sound design is way more in-depth than the first one. With the removal of doors, which was one of the main gameplay mechanics, you have to rely on your hearing to avoid certain animatronics from killing you. For instance, when Balloon Boy enters the room, you'll hear him say hi or hello, which means you're in trouble if you don't act quick. Sound effects are certainly more specific to the animatronics, cluing you into the tools you'll need in order to avoid them. The gameplay mechanics in Five Nights 2 are very similar to that of Five Nights 1, with a few major changes that will make your skin crawl. As I said before, there are no doors, which removes the sense of security you once had. The doors, in my opinion, were brilliant, as you had a few moments to react and think. Without the doors, you're way more vulnerable and always on your toes. Granted, the building no longer needs power, which is nice, but you'll have a flashlight that takes place of the power mechanic. The nice thing about the flashlight is that you can use it in the various rooms to check the patterns of the creepy robots. You'll still need to check your left and right sides for the vents, constantly check the cameras, and be sure that you flash your light in the center whenever you are free or whenever you hear a noise. Night 1 on Five Nights 2 is equivalent to Night 3 of the first game. Again, you've got to worry now about 11 animatronics at once, and it's terrifying.
So, if the doors are gone, what can you do to defend yourself?
Well, they do give you a Freddy mask to protect yourself, but in my opinion, I don't feel safe in it. It lets you hide in plain sight, sure, but I still get that feeling that I can die at any given moment, even though the mask is on. And once again, each robot has different attack functions.
Gerard, why do I keep seeing a little exclamation point appear every so often?
That's the music box. See, all of the animatronics have certain patterns and rooms they favor more, and you can do various things to stop them. The Freddy mask or flashing the flashlight, etc. But there's one animatronic that you cannot stop unless you wind up the music box. If you don't keep it wound for long enough, you'll get this kill screen. Honestly, this is where the game goes from terrifying to an anxiety-driven experience. I don't have full-blown anxiety, but I do get anxious sometimes when I'm playing games like this. And to be good and survive all 5 nights into the bonus nights and modes is essentially asking you to have a heart attack. This game, like the previous game, is short. In fact, it's even shorter as they shaved off 1.5 minutes worth of time per night. But that only makes it harder, as this time around, all the animatronics are better, faster, and stronger. Each night, the head of security congratulates you for surviving and gives you more advice and tidbits about the lore. By the time that you get to Night 5, things have been falling apart a little bit, as criminal investigations are now happening. But let me just say that Five Nights 2 is way harder than the first, and to get to that 5th night is quite an accomplishment. And once again, we get a pretty lame check here, but here's the kicker. Not only do we learn our protagonist's name, but we also learn that the year is 1987.
Wait, the bite of 87? In the first game, the incident of 87 involves the kids who were murdered in the back of the restaurant. Does that mean...
Well, I don't think we are a part of the bite of 87. In fact... Like the first game, beating Night 5 gives you a golden star on the main menu, and it also gives you access to Night 6, which is significantly more difficult than Night 5. When starting up night 6, even the head of security thinks you're crazy.
What on earth are you doing there? Didn't you get the memo?
He even talks about how someone took a Golden Freddy costume and now all the animatronics aren't behaving correctly.
Dear God.
But if you look at the newspaper article at the end, it alludes to an incident happening. It's heavily hinted that tomorrow is the last day the restaurant is open because there's one more birthday party before shutting down. It's heavily believed that this is leading up to the events known as the Bite of 87. If you somehow beat Night 6, you'll get another golden star and you'll also unlock Custom Mode Night or Night 7.
Whoa. Hold on. This is the same as the first game? What gives?
Before you make that assumption, Greg, this time around, we've got actual challenges based off of 2020 mode. You can actually customize your own night if you'd like, but there are now custom presets. 2020 mode is back, and like in the first one, you'll unlock the third and final star by beating that mode. But this time around, it's not nearly as hard because out of all the robots, only 5 are functioning, and their behavior is a little bit different in this game. There are some challenges that are pretty easy, such as the Cupcake Challenge. Beating all these challenges gets you a mini figurine that sits on your desk in the office as you play the game. In the main menu, you've also got a little star next to the individual challenge itself to signify that you completed it. But here's the deal. There are 10 robots, all of which can be changed to the highest difficulty of 20.
Oh no.
Adding the puppet that makes 11, which means that the hardest challenge that exists,
Son of a Willy, don't you do it to yourself, Gerard!
is the Golden Freddy Challenge, or better known as 2020 mode. Let me tell you, if you thought the original 2020 mode was hard, welcome to RNG hell. And like I said, this game now goes full anxiety mode. Winding up the music box in between everything is the f***ing worst. Check camera, find the music box, wind it, wait for one of them to pull the monitor down, pull the mask over your head precisely at the right time, wait for them to go away, use the flashlight on the hallway, check left vent, check right vent, rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat. God damn it!
Do you get anything for doing all-
You get little dolls and items, and that's it. But hey, notice how when you get fired this time around, it's a different employee that got fired, and not you as Jeremy. Interesting.
For all your hard work, I'll give you this.
Chiraco, the lazy clown, making that frown turn upside down.
If you thought the first game was easy, then you'll love Five Nights at Freddy's 2. Unlike the first game, the jump scares do not get any easier. They actually get worse. The designs are better, the game looks and feels better overall. You'll be happy, especially with the custom night challenges this time around. Now, completionists out there, prepare to hate this game. It's worse than the first in terms of difficulty. The random number generator game is at an all-time suck because there are now 11 robots versus the 5 from before, and you really have no idea what to expect with each run. Markiplier did this just a few days ago, which gave me the confidence. Using YouTuber Oh Look It's Five Nights at Freddy's strategy, it became doable, but I died many times. But when you do it, that feeling of accomplishment.
Okay. Fine. You, Freddy. The thing is off. Oh my god! 3. Oh! That might be it. I think I'm dead. That might be it. I'm dead. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alex, how much time do I have? I don't know! Oh my god! Okay. Mark, I did it again! Oh my god! Scott, you're a jerk! Oh my god! Here you go, Golden Freddy. There it is. It's all done. Golden Freddy, 2020, new and shiny, Double Trouble, Knights of Misfits, Foxy, Ladies Night, Freddy Circus, Cupcake Challenge, Fazbear Fever, Golden Freddy. This is what you get. You get all the dolls. All the dolls. Look at the dolls.
Check out the doll.
The gold one. This is it. Get on that. This is what you get. This is what you get for.
Don't complete this game. It's hard as balls. Thank you, Scott Cawthon, for making another terrifying masterpiece.
Whoops! Sorry about that one. It slipped.
Five Nights at Freddy's 2 somehow did it. It took a scary concept that could very easily get stale, but by removing the doors, adding a lot more robots, and even more gameplay mechanics than before, the game excels in its own right as being more challenging and more rewarding than the previous. However, as someone personally who is dealing with anxiety issues, the game spoke to me on a whole new scary level, to the point where I was forced to take breaks as my heart was constantly racing. Completionist beware, custom night 7 mode is a lot of fun. However, 20 is insane. The random number generated game will drive you mad, and I do not recommend it. With that in mind, guys, this game gets my completionist rating of finish it.
Finish it! And after you finish it, be sure to subscribe. And if you want some more completionist goodness, check out our review of Captain Toad Treasure Tracker on the left. Or, if you want something a bit more retro, check out our review of Cool Spot on the Super Nintendo on the right. And as always, we've got our Friday Spotify playlist over on thatonevideogamer.com, ready for you. Back to Gerard-a-do.
That's all the time we've got for today, guys, so please, as always, let us know what you think somewhere on the internet. There's so many things, and if you're still here, give me the hashtag anything. Say hello to me. Hi. Hello.
Hi.
Good evening. Yes. Now, if you excuse me, the Living Tombstone did a follow-up to his Five Nights at Freddy's song, and it is so good. I'm gonna go ahead and give it a listen. Have a great weekend, guys.
Is this revenge?